I'm Russ Kickle, and on this episode of American Reef, we're heading back over to Mike Paletta's, and we're going to check out how he's able to keep a beautiful, lush freshwater planted tank without supplementing any CO2. Paletta, that doesn't look like a saltwater tank to me.
Well, there's a little bit of salt. Very, very little.
Is there a little salt?
Very little salt. It sits by the kitchen table, so every now and then, my wife throws a little bit of salt when she's having bad luck.
Salt, let it
But
fly.
this is the entryway kitchen tank.
Okay.
Entryway, in that when you walk in the house, this is the first tank you see. And every night when I have dinner, I can sit and relax and watch this tank, because this is the relaxation tank.
Yeah.
It wasn't always the relaxation tank. This initially was the first tank I ever tried with dry rock for corals, and after 3 years of fooling around, never really having a whole lot of success, I gave up and converted it. And even with this tank, for the first year, it didn't do anything.
Right.
When I say do anything, it didn't get like this. Now finally, it's at the point where I don't have to do a whole lot with it. It's very relaxing. The fish are relaxing. Minimal maintenance. You're looking at this and seeing all this phenomenal plant growth. There's no CO2. The CO2 is all the fish in here, and obviously there's probably over 100, 120 fish in here, which I know a lot of people go, that's too many fish. They're doing fine.
Yeah.
But what really kicked this into high gear was when I put the plants in the cups around it, and the plants started extracting the excess nutrients and the other problem material out of the tank. There's a couple big philodendrons, there's a bamboo, there's a baby's tears, there's a spider plant, and there's a bunch of other plants that I have no idea what they are, because basically I go to Home Depot or Lowe's, I see whichever terrestrial plants they have on sale, and I bring them here. Some thrive and do phenomenally well, other ones not so much, but it's an experiment. So I've learned a lot. The philodendron in the back, you can see it growing up over the top of the tank.
Right.
Every 2 weeks I cut probably 3 or 4 feet of philodendron off it. So it's obviously taking something out of the water.
Right.
And ever since then, the plants have gone nuts in the tank. The fish have thrived. The other thing that I did with this tank, this was originally a freshwater tank 5 years ago, and I had fancy live bears in it. And to try and save the live bears, I put guppy grass in it. And that was a huge, huge mistake, as the guppy grass took over and took literally everything out of the tank, all the nutrients and everything else. And even once I removed the guppy grass, I still had a difficult time keeping any other plant alive in the tank. And I had no idea. Obviously, it took something out of the substrate. So I basically took out all the substrate, put new substrate in. As anyone that's serious about plants will tell you, the substrate is the key thing. I read a lot about this, and what I ended up using was potting soil without any fertilizer in it. Really clean potting soil. I baked it in the oven for 2 hours. That drove off any ammonia that was in there. I soaked it, I put that in. Then I put in, not perlite, I'm trying to think of what the stuff is. The Seachem black.
Yeah, I think it's fluorite.
Yeah, fluorite. Seachem fluorite's on top of that, and then a brown substrate on top of that to try and give it a cleaner look, rather than just be all black. And obviously you can see the plants have gone crazy. Once a month I take out probably 6 to 10 crypts and probably 25 Sagittarius, the nice long stringy ones. Trade them into a pet shop at Aqua World, and get stuff for it because the plants just go crazy in here. And there was 2 problems I had in this tank in the past year. The first one, I had a heater explode that I didn't realize it, and it was leaching nasty stuff in here, and I lost some fish because of that. I also got little tiny garas that were chocolate brown, that were this big, that were algae eaters and sucker mouths. Well, they got to be this big, and when they got to be this big, they started sucking on the flesh of the big angelfish. There were, a month ago, 20 big orange koi or orange marble angelfish. They killed all of them. So I spent 6 hours catching them out of the tank, and since then I've lost nothing. I also could not keep cardinal tetras alive. They've now been in here. Well, I kept a dozen in here, but any new ones I would put in, they would kill immediately. Now there's probably 30 of them in here, and they've all do fine. And there's probably 6 or 7 different kind of tetras and probably 100 different tetras in this tank now. I mean, they're all small, they all eat, and whenever I throw food in the tank, this is Ocean Nutrition TDO, the real fine stuff, just because I had extra. And it's nice small size, and the fish go nuts for it.
Yeah, look at them.
You can see all the fish come out. There's also a trio of red-tailed black sharks that supposedly you can't keep together. So far they've gotten along. They chase each other, but they haven't really killed each other yet. So I'm happy with those because they really are jet black with red tails and really show off well in this tank. And I've tried to keep the colors of stuff somewhat subdued with black angelfish and blue marbles, and then a bunch of different tetras, including Pujo, which is one of the rare, more expensive tetras. It's almost as expensive as a saltwater fish. And then there's Colombian blue and reds. There's stars and stripes. There's blue emperors. There's the cardinals and neons. There's red phantoms. There's red cherry tetras. There's red eye tetras. There's golden tail tetras, and I know I'm missing one other one. Rummy nose tetras. And there's also 7 Julii catfish and 5 panda catfish in here that all hang out together. And there's 3 plecostomus, 2 bristlenose and one other one. I see those like once every 2 months.
Right.
So why you would spend like $300 on a plecostomus, I don't know, because I never see them. But that's why I spent like $6 on them.
Right.
And they came in like this big, and now they're like this big.
Right.
But I still never see them. So as you can see, you're supposed to feed enough food so that it lasts a minute.
Right.
That was, what, 20 seconds? There's no food left in the tank. I mean, they eat everything really fast. Oh, and there's penguin tetras.
Okay, so you know I'm a man of 1,000 questions. So let's roll things back.
Okay.
You had said, first of all, that you feel that one of the most beneficial things you did is you got potting soil, right?
Right.
That didn't have fertilizer in it.
Right.
And is that like anything special you want to look at? You know how like when you're planting your garden, you want all that decomposition in there with sticks and leaves and all that stuff?
I just read through all what people online were saying, and I went to Walmart, which I don't go to that often,
Right.
and got the potting soil that was free of any fertilizers.
Right.
It was clean potting soil.
Right.
Put that in, and like I said, I baked it to drive off the ammonia, which they recommended doing, and then put the made me forget it already.
Yeah, hold it. Fluoride.
Yeah, then put the fluoride on top of that.
Right.
And the plants go in. Obviously, when you get new plants, they have like root balls like
Right,
this.
right.
Within 2 to 3 weeks, they have root balls like this.
Expanded.
I mean, they just go nuts in here. For some of the things, there's a cousin of the Madagascar lace plant. There's a lace plant in here, but it's still relatively small, so you can't see it. But that's the alveaceous or something like that, where the leaves curl like this. It's also a APO. I don't know how to pronounce the name properly, but there's one of those I've always wanted in here. Those, the red lotus, and some of the odd crypts, like the flamingo crypt, they get fertilizer tabs every 3 months.
Okay.
That's as much fertilizing as I do in this tank. In terms of additives, I'm adding iron every day, 3 times a day, because it gets taken up fast. I'm adding replenish, I'm adding potassium, and I'm adding a plant fertilizer.
Okay.
In terms of water changes, from what I have found, which goes contrary to everything you ever read, tetras don't like a lot or big water changes.
Mm-hmm.
So every week I take out about 10 gallons. This is a 120 gallon tank. I take out 10 gallons. I just drain it into the drain over there. And then I let it automatically refill from the RODI unit.
Boom.
And it takes, an hour to refill.
Right.
It's nice and slow, so everything's acclimated.
Right.
And everything's fine. I mean, with all these plants here, it is like a natural ecosystem for the tetras where they're from black water. Oh, there's also almond leaves and one other thing to soften the water and add humic acid to the water to make it black water.
Okay.
Those are sitting in the sump. And I mean, the water is darker than I would tend to like, but the fish are healthy, and that's the only thing I care about.
There's one of your Pocostomus right in the center.
I still don't see it.
And he's
Yep.
gone. Sorry.
It's okay.
I thought it was going to be a momentous occasion.
From the driftwood and from the leaves falling off and dying in the, so
Right.
it is pretty much, and there's just a moderate amount of flow. I don't have a ton of flow. I have a Vectra small for the return pump, and I have a Ecotech MP10 for flow across, and it's at the lowest setting, and it's just a really gradual flow within the tank. You can see the plants moving a little bit, but
Right.
everybody seems pretty happy in here. Obviously, these are smaller angels than what I had. Once they all get big, I'll probably get rid of half of them.
Sure.
But then I'll pick which ones I want, because
Right.
these are all blue-black panois that will show spots, ghosts and clowns and other things. So they're all black. Because like I said, I tried to have the colors subdued except for in the cardinal and neon tetras. And for the most part, everybody that walks in the house is really impressed. And 3/4 of the people go, "Wow, that's a really nice saltwater tank." So it kind of makes me sad. What else is interesting in this tank is probably 3 or 4 times a day, different groups of the tetras will all school together. That is, all of a sudden, like right now, I'm looking, the red phantoms are all together.
Right.
Then later on tonight, the penguins will be swimming as a school. Then right around dusk, the cardinal tetras all congregate.
Right.
So it's really cool to watch them school. The rest of the time, they hang out throughout the tank.
Right.
And the only time you really see everybody is when you feed the tank.
Right.
When I threw in that little bit of food there, they all went nuts and all came out. But for the most part, I don't see them.
That's still wild. Okay. So dirt-wise, or I should say substrate.
Substrate-wise.
I know. Okay, so to that you said it now. You said that as far as filtration, your plants are doing most of the filtration, right?
There is a large power sponge filter in the back
Okay.
and a mechanical filter, basically filter floss, across the sump where the water goes over the overflow into where the pump is, just
Yep.
like a sump we use on our saltwater tanks.
Yep.
I have a piece of filter floss there. I take it out once a week, rinse it, put a new one in,
Okay.
get my mechanical filtration cleaned out there. I mean, after a week, it's literally black and full of stuff,
Sure, with all those fish.
but it's not like it used to be.
Right.
It's probably a piece this thick, and probably the top 3 inches are dirty.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy to keep. Tank gets fed 3 or 4 times a day, so that keeps everybody healthy. If I'm not here, there's a automatic feeder that drops the food right in here. In the last 6 months, I've had 3 fish jump out of the tank, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have hatchet fish or other fish that are prone to jump, but
That top layer.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. What else? There's 5 different kinds of crypts here. One dwarf sedge, micro swords, one hygrophila type, the alveaceous, the red lotus, and that's about it. I mean, that's the only stem plant. I tried a bunch of red Ludwigias to try and get a red color.
Yeah.
Without the CO2, they just don't do
They
it.
don't do it.
I'm not
Right.
going to go to CO2.
Right.
Nitrate and phosphate are relatively low. By adding the iron and everything else, obviously the plants take it up as fast as I add it. I've hit an equilibrium where it's at good levels.
Well,
And if you wonder what this little box is, there's a really nice lyre-tailed black molly in there. female who's about to have babies. She's had them twice before, and the angels were really happy about that. So I'm keeping them less happy this time. I'll let her have them in there, take her out, and then let her back in the tank.
Right.
And obviously I'll try to raise them
Right.
as best I can. If I can raise 2 or 3, I'll be happy.
Right.
But, I mean, that's about it. I mean, I'm assuming most of these fish came in really tiny, which it kind of blows my mind in that I remember when I got freshwater fish 50, 60 years ago.
Right.
And I mean, everything was like,
Right.
now everything comes in microscopic. And these guys all came in microscopic, even the catfish and everything else. A lot of them are tank raised. A lot of things are now bred, and they sell them as soon as they can catch them.
Sure.
So most of these are now growing out. So it's nice to see them grow out and you start to see the colors. Because let's face it, compared to saltwater fish, most freshwater fish are brown and gray.
Right.
These guys actually have some color and show their colors as they get bigger. And I feed a lot of coloring foods to try and bring out those colors. I mean, if you'd have seen the orange koi and the orange marble koi, they were spectacular.
Yeah.
From feeding the color enhancing foods.
Sure.
So I'm assuming the same thing's going to happen with the tetras.
Now on the plants, you said again, terrestrial plants, right? What was the first one you started off with? Or maybe the better question
The philodendron.
Would you recommend the new guy starting off?
First thing I would start with is the philodendron.
Okay.
The second one I would start with is a spider plant. And then this baby tears. And then mix and match and find stuff that has nice color. Like this has a different color.
Right.
And this is different. And these have all been in here at least 6 to 9 months.
Right.
They're not exploding like the philodendron, but they're at least surviving and they provide a different contrast. And I didn't want huge plants on the side.
Right.
I wanted the huge plants in the back, and I wanted to be able to look from the side. So
Right.
I'm happy with those.
Right. Well, to that point, do you do anything special for them besides pruning them?
Just prune them.
There you go. And
They're in these little boxes that you can get on Amazon,
that's what I was going to say.
and you just pop them in. Actually, what I started trying with was sweet potatoes. People say you can grow sweet potatoes, and they work really well. The problem I had with them is they would start to grow and then they would rot.
Okay, yeah.
So I quit trying with the sweet potatoes. I said, you know what? I have these boxes. I'm going to try this other stuff.
Right.
And it's all. I saw one tank in Europe that had like 3 or 4 terrestrial plants growing in it. So I got the plant guide thing, found them, went and got them.
Right.
I mean, these are relatively cheap. These are actually cheaper than any of the plants you put in the tank.
Right.
I mean, most of these plants sell for $8, $9, $12.
Right.
These you can get on sale every now and then. They run sales at Lowe's and Home Depot. I get the stuff that they're getting rid of
Right.
for $3, $4. Put it in.
And
It's done well.
Right. And now, to that point, when you put it in, after knocking off all the dirt, do you squirt it off?
I put it under the sink,
Yeah.
rinse the roots clean. If it has a little bit of dirt, it's not going to kill the tank.
Right.
Main thing I want to avoid is fertilizer because I don't want to get an algae bloom from too much nitrate or phosphate. I pop them in the cups and they go to town.
Done. So, because I've seen where some people use hydrogen peroxide on the roots before, so you can do any of that stuff.
I just rinsed all the black dirt off of
Yep.
it, so the roots are relatively clean.
Yep.
And once I put them in there, I mean, there's enough stuff in here
Right.
that you can go nuts doing stuff.
Right.
And one other thing I wanted to say. Yeah, I mean, these look crowded now, but whenever I first put them in, it looked empty.
Sure.
I mean, these were nothing compared to what they are now.
But that makes it, like when you look at that tank, it's the backdrop of backdrops, right? You feel like you're in a zoo. Right.
No, and you can see this giant philodendron here.
Right.
Well, this had grown up over the back of the blind behind it and all the way down the window.
Right.
So I had to lift the blind up, cut the philodendron, and pull it up, and then take it out. I mean, if there's a plant that's going to grow to your room and kill you in your sleep, that's the one that will do it.
That's right. So on that note, when did you start to see kind of like, we'll say the success of the terrestrial plants? Meaning a week, a month, a year?
The terrestrial plants took probably 2 to 3 months to really start to take off.
Yep.
They just sort of sat there.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. And it was, I mean, I kept adding plants because there was space.
Sure.
And because that's typically what I do.
That's right.
So then all of a sudden they took off, and now they've really taken off. And now I don't know what this one is, but it's a really cool variegated pattern. There's a variegated spider plant back there behind a philodendron. And what's nice about these plants, they don't need the direct light.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the light shining on them. They actually do better in the back. Where these lights are shining down on the plants in the tank, it's more than enough light for the plants here.
And do you open up the blinds at all during the day?
Can't.
Okay. Yeah, because of the plants.
Yeah, I can't reach around to lift it up. So only light they get is from the kitchen and from this light, and it's obviously more than enough.
And again,
because that was my other fear. There's not going to be enough light for them.
No, it's not a coral, right?
Yeah. So when you're looking for the plants, get those at the garden center. They require moderate to low light.
Yeah.
Not the highlight ones. I mean, obviously, I don't think the plants that you're going to put out in your garden that want to be in full sunlight will do well.
Right.
But those indoor plants that require moderate to low light, they do spectacularly in here.
Sure do. That's awesome. Okay, so with that being said, what was the biggest pain in the butt? Meaning, to your point, started at 5 years ago, right? And you kind of it took a while to kind of get your rhythm, right? What's the thing that stands out to you again for the new guy or for the for the saltwater guy who wants to try fresh again? Or...
Like with everything, it takes patience.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone kept telling me, you're going to need CO2, you're going to need CO2 to get these plants to live. I was bound to determine not to monkey with CO2 because I had done that in the past.
Right.
I hate having to go to get the CO2 tank filled. It's always a hassle. It's something else big and ugly sitting around in the room that I tried to avoid doing.
Right.
So not running CO2 and finding the plants that would tolerate no CO2. I mean, most of the plants in your tank that we find in the hobby want CO2.
Right.
Well, I got around that by adding a gazillion fish to the tank.
Sure.
And I've not had to add CO2, and I get what I want, which is lots of fish.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something going on all the time. And I mean, I never realized, for the most part, freshwater fish have minimal behavior compared to saltwater.
Right.
But some of these fish really have interesting behaviors, like the opaline gouramis that are hiding now. There's 2 males and a female, and they have a hierarchy, and you can watch them. And a couple of times they've tried to spawn, and the subdominant male will mess with them, and it won't happen.
Right.
So I mean, why don't you catch them out? I'm not going to raise baby gouramis.
Right.
So I like the 3 opalines in here. They have beautiful color. Everybody likes the blue color of them, so it's good.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about them because I've seen them get like 1 foot to 2 foot. Are you worried about them outgrowing it, so to speak?
These came in this sized. I mean, I laughed when I saw them. I said, these are never going to survive. Well, now they're this big.
Right.
But they've been that big now for the last 6 months. They've not grown at all. Fortunately, a lot of freshwater fish will grow to the size of your tank. So I don't think they're going to get much bigger.
Got it. Now, back to the dirt or the tank. When you were putting it in there, did you still have that vinyl floor that you originally put on there?
Yeah, the vinyl floor is still...
Okay, so you don't have to worry about any contaminant or whatever that you get into that world.
No, and I occasionally run carbon in here when the water gets too yellow.
Okay.
But that took everything out. And I also ran carbon in a polyfilter once I found out there was a bad heater in here.
Okay. And when you ran both of those, a day, a week, a month?
A month.
A month, okay.
It took a month till the polyfilter changed colors, and I knew I got everything out of it.
Yes.
I mean, for the first 2 weeks, it looked as new.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a little yellow brown to it, but then all of a sudden it was like, it sucked whatever was in there out.
Right.
And that's when I started seeing even better coloration and activity in the fish.
And you said you had a UV sterilizer on there? Like, did that come in place then, or how did that?
That's been on for a year because I found that any time or a lot of times when I added new fish, I'd get an ick outbreak and I'd treat with methylene blue or I'd treat with ick guard or something.
Right.
But I run a UV sterilizer anytime I add new fish to my saltwater tanks. I said, hey, why not? It's relatively inexpensive and I have like 5 of them.
Right.
So I put one on, and since then I've had no ick outbreaks.
So you went through the fish, right? But is there anything special besides the feeding routines that you're doing on the fish side of it?
No, I'm doing, this is the minimalist tank I've ever kept in the last 40 years.
what makes them perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
and everybody likes it. I mean, when we entertain, we're always in the kitchen.
Sure.
And everybody sees this tank. I mean, all the other tanks I love, but
Right.
this one has this is like a dog that always loves you no matter what. That's how this tank is. This is my dog tank.
Perfect. Okay, so lighting wise, what are you doing on the light? 'Cause you
These are Ecotech plant lights.
Okay.
No blue. You don't want to
Okay.
run blue on a plant tank. From what I've read, if you run blue, you run algae.
Okay.
So there's no blue. It's green, yellow, and a little bit of red.
Okay.
And it brings out the colors in the fish, and obviously the plants like it too.
Yeah, heck yeah. And you were talking about how the terrestrial plants, you don't have to worry about the light on those ones at all, right?
No.
Okay, so you just let it go. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to tell you that every terrestrial plant I put in survived. I probably put in 16 plants. I bet 14 of them did well.
Okay. Still good odds.
Yeah, I mean, in some plants I would take a clipping of, sneak it out of the store,
Sure.
just put it in to see what would happen.
Sure.
A couple of those survived, a
Rooted.
couple of those died.
Yeah.
I'm always testing
All
something.
right, right. Okay, so to that point, always testing something on it. What are you going to test next, or what's your kind of future plans for this?
Right now there may be a couple other weird tetras because there's some beautiful tetras
Right.
out there that I may add down the line. But right now this is not going to do anything through the spring. I'm going to let the angels get big, then I'll sort and pick the ones. That's what else is nice about this tank. Unlike the reef tank, I can actually catch these fish when I want to. They're like, ooh, yeah, catch me.
Yeah.
Versus the saltwater tank, it's like, ah, you'll never catch
Right,
me.
exactly.
So that's been fairly nice about this. If I've wanted to catch a fish, I've been able to.
Right.
Saltwater, never. I've had to take down everything, fill it. I mean, to catch a stupid fish that has a brain the size of a head of a pin can outsmart me for days.
That's right.
So these fish probably are dumber yet. But, so all I'm going to do is let the angels get big,
Yep.
keep the ones I really like, and
Right.
get rid of the ones I don't. But I'm not doing any more plants. Obviously, there's no room.
Right.
I mean, I'm always thinning the herd of the plants in this tank.
Well, to that point, I think for the new hobbies, that gives a good glimpse of what you can achieve relatively easily, or maybe not easily, with the least amount of work.
Yeah, relative to a reef tank, this is a tenth as much work.
Right.
I mean, and if you make a friend with somebody that has plants, they could probably give you most of these plants. I've given plants to two of my cousins and another friend of mine, and I still have extra plants,
Right.
and now they have extra plants.
Right.
So, I mean, when you find the right plants that do well and you have good substrate,
Right.
key thing, start with good substrate. You don't have to spend the $20 a pound substrate, because I literally have found $20 a pound substrate to put in a planted tank.
Right.
I just went with nutrient, fertilizer-free potting soil, baked it.
Boom.
Do it when your wife's not home, because they always look at you funny when you're cooking dirt in the refrigerator. Put that in, let it cool, put the fluoride on top of it, put the
Yeah.
other substrate on top of it,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then when you put the plants in, I found a picture of this. When the first plants were in, this tank looked like there was nothing in the
right.
tank.
Right.
I started literally with 6 of these Sagittarius, 3 of these, and 1 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've probably given away 300-400 of the
Right.
Sagittarius, probably 100 of the Crips. I mean, like this Sag is growing here. I'm gonna have to take it out because it's the front of the tank where I don't want it. There's a couple growing over there where I don't want them. That's all I do is I take them from the places I don't want to keep the aquascape looking good.
Well, to that point, when you take them out, do you just pull root and all, or do you cut?
I stick my fingers underneath it, pull the whole root up, shake off the substrate, put them all in a bucket, and then take them wherever
Okay.
I'm going to give them.
There you go. So it's root and all.
Yeah, the only thing I cut are these hygrophilias.
Mm-hmm.
This was one bunch with maybe 5 or 6 stems like this.
Yep.
Now it's 3 bunches, and it's this long, and there's probably 40 stems,
Right.
and that's in the course of 6 months.
Right.
So, I mean, and it's a nice hygrophila. If you look from the top, it's yellow. It has a little bit of orange. It has a little bit of green.
Yeah, that's a lot of colors.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, I mean, like I said, I tried Ludwigia or Ludwiga or however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the red. Now I got the red from the red tiger lotus. So I
Yeah.
have a little bit of different color.
And with the tiger lotus, when you prune that, how do you prune that? Because you don't want to take that one, roots and all.
No, I just cut where the plants are going to the surface.
Yeah, and then go from there.
And then go from there. If I want to get rid of one, I just reach underneath and pull up the whole thing. Because over time, it will also overgrow everything.
Okay. One final question before we sign off on this one. Do you test the water?
I did, but I don't anymore because nothing changes.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything different. I'm not testing on this tank.
Right.
This isn't the usual Mike Paletta experiment tank.
Right.
This is my relaxing, eat dinner, enjoy the fish, enjoy the snails.
Right.
I mean, the one of the most fun we had in here, I had a couple Nerite snails in here, and they lived in the front. And we named them, and every night they would race each other at the same time up the top of the tank. And my daughter and I would joke about these fish swimming up, or these snails climbing up the tank.
Right.
So that's how relaxing this tank. We're watching snails climb up the tank.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they disappeared one day, both of them at the same time, curiously enough. But I mean, that's how relaxing this tank
It's like the
is.
guards were going, thanks.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Escargot? Thanks for the escargot.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Okay, so if you're not testing, then how much iron do you put in? How much are you dosing?
In here, it's adding about 40 milliliters of the iron I mix up.
Okay.
What do I want to say? It's roughly 50 grams per 2 liters.
Mm-hmm.
The Flourish, I'm adding 20 milliliters twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
The plant vitamins, I can't remember whose I'm using, but I'm using according to their instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And the potassium I'm doing just to keep the potassium levels. I don't even remember what it is because I haven't
Right.
tested in 3 months.
Right.
But it keeps the potassium level right there.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm not testing anything.
Right.
I'm actually not even testing those now.
Right.
As long as everything looks good, and I'm doing my regular small water change and replenishing,
Right.
and I'm not planning on adding anything else. So,
The dream tank there.
yeah.
Right.
Unlike my other tanks where I'm constantly testing, constantly
Right.
manipulating, this is not that.
Right.
This is let's sit and have a pizza and watch the tank.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what we'll do is we'll come back in about a year or so. Let's see how,
It'll all be over. No,
Exactly.
I thin. This tank does get thinned once every
Yeah.
month. Some get thinned once every 3 months. Like every month, the hygrophilia gets cut back.
Oh, yeah.
The crypts get taken out. The sage gets taken out at least once a month. I mean, I'm amazed by how fast that stuff propagates.
grows.
I mean, they talk about being able to feed people.
Right, there it is.
Freshwater plants can feed
do
people
it.
because nothing grows as fast. Nothing grows as fast as that philodendron either.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was edible, people would be nuts for
Tearing
it.
it up.
Yeah, but literally there was nothing there 2 days ago. I trimmed it 2 days ago. There's already 8 inches of stalk with a tip on it,
Right.
with
yeah, look at it.
5 leaves. So
Again, to your point,
yeah,
could feed a third world country with your tank.
you can. I saw Jeff at Aqua World has one growing in his front tank.
Uh-huh.
It has grown up the wire
Uh-huh.
and along the back. It's probably 30 feet long. I mean, that's what this plant will
Right,
do.
right, exactly. To your point, it'll strangle you in your sleep.
Yeah, it's like I've joked about that. I said, if I die in my sleep, it'll be from this
You know
plant.
it's that thing.
Yeah, for me cutting it all the time. I'll get him. So,
Well,
well,
good.
enjoy. I mean,
Yep.
I can't, for an old guy reefer to go back to a planted tank and tell you how nice it is. You have to understand how relaxing and how enjoyable this tank is. We've been talking to Andrew about doing this, but he wants to do like a 2,000 gallon Amazon
Yeah.
basin and probably have crocodiles in it and everything else. But no,
Right.
we got to do nice and simple like this is the way to go. I mean, you can go smaller, you can go bigger.
Right.
It works.
Right. Perfect. Thank you, Michael, for sharing.
Thank you, everyone.